How about this, Ms. Jones-Cooper? We will let you address any audio concerns and circle back. Okay. Because we can't hear you. I apologize. Okay. But we will definitely circle back. Okay. Next, I will call Laura Fuchs.
Great, thank you. So today I'm here to testify solely as myself. COVID-19 has thrown a magnifying lens on the consistent systemic issues that we have come to testify about for a long time. COVID cases have dramatically increased, and it is extremely disturbing that care classrooms are open and that despite the clear increases in deaths in DC, as well as new cases that are slated to expand in the coming weeks. We know that there will be a huge Thanksgiving spike in the coming weeks and again after Christmas and New Year's, and this is irresponsible choice makes me fear that DCPS will continue to try and reopen in February, and the long-term health and trust damage that will be done between DCPS and students, teachers, parents, and the community will be irredeemable. Just a few minutes ago, DCPS teachers got an email that basically said because W2 rightfully filed the PERB complaint against DCPS and won, that we will have zero consideration for our families and family members that we live with when considering term 3 virtual teaching assignments. Shame on DCPS. This is not how you build trust with your teaching staff. We have to be far more inclusive and systemic in how we plan around reopening and the budget, and do more than we ever have under mayoral control to address the deep-seated inequities that are still occurring between our students and schools. Yes, trying to get around to duly elected LSTAT and SCAC teams by creating another group for reopening plan is the exact kind of move that removes trust from those of us involved. DCPS has to lower the costs and spending of central office and increase the spending at and by our local public school communities. If we are serious about putting students first, then we need to fix the extreme imbalance between what is spent centrally through DCPS central office and or at the requirement of DCPS central office versus what our local schools are able to spend in ways that suit their students' needs. DCPS central office is too large and produces too many unfunded mandates that are detrimental to local schools' ability to truly serve their students. Impressively, at the same time, DCPS central office provides little to no support on the most important issues, continuing to shut out those who are best suited to help, the practitioners, parents, and student voices, and insisting that only central office knows what is best. DCPS needs to ensure that schools are receiving their full at-risk ELL and special education funds and not using them to supplant the funds that schools are typically owed based on the comprehensive staffing model. DCPS central office has still not fixed the problems pointed out by the DC auditor, and that goes for other targeted funds. This is a violation of local and federal law and must be rectified now more than ever. DCPS should hold schools as harmless as possible for the student enrollment this year. Typically, the 3-year cycle means one bad year on enrollment can lead to several years of budget losses for a school.
30 seconds.
Not lead to that kind of loss. Also, make sure to follow the DC law that no school's budget should be reduced by more than 5% to maintain some semblance of stability. Or DCPS must invest even more in our schools that serve a high percentage of at-risk students and work with schools instead of telling schools to determine how to spend that money in a way that will mitigate any increase in learning gaps. Sorry, the cat. Please do not buy some one-size-fits-all massively expensive, non-competitive outside contract with your national education reformer friends. Now more than ever, we need to be smart in how we spend our money, not be focused on supporting our professional networks and their resumes. Lastly, digital equity must continue to be supported and more quickly work to one-to-one student device ratio. Now that my students do have far more access to technology, I can see how much I've been missing out with my extremely limited access before the pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. We will hear next from Ebony